Chosen ones, this message is urgent. It may challenge you, but it carries the key to your growth and divine protection. If you found yourself here today, it is no accident. God has orchestrated this moment for a reason. You have been set apart, called to a higher purpose. But are you truly ready to embrace the weight of your calling? Too many chosen ones unknowingly delay their blessings and invite unnecessary battles by sharing what should remain sacred. God is not just warning you, He is expressing His anger. Why? Because your destiny is not meant for everyone's ears. Some will doubt you, others will envy you, and a few will actively work to hinder what God is building in your life. Have you ever shared a dream with someone only to feel your faith waver after their response? That's no coincidence. Matthew 7:6 reminds us, "Do not give what is holy to dogs. Do not throw your pearls to swine." What God has placed in you is too valuable to be wasted in the wrong hands. But before we go any further, I want to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude to those who have supported this message through super thanks. Your generosity is not just an act of kindness, it is a seed sown into the work of God. Because of you, this message reaches chosen ones worldwide, those who desperately need to hear it. Your support is more than financial. It's a sign that you stand in agreement with God's truth. And for that, I thank you deeply. Now, chosen ones, it's time to wake up. Have you ever wondered why certain battles in your life intensified after you shared your plans? The truth is, not everyone is meant to know the depths of your journey. Some people will misunderstand, others will manipulate, and a few will work against you. But here's the question you must ask yourself. What would happen if you sought confirmation from God instead of validation from people? If you feel this message stirring something in your spirit, it's because God is speaking directly to you. Take a step of faith today. Comment 999 below as a declaration that you are aligning with divine wisdom and protection. This number marks the end of one season and the beginning of another, reminding you that God's timing is always perfect. Stay with this message until the end, because what comes next will open your eyes to truths that many ignore. You already know this is for you. God is calling you to rise, and the time is now. God's chosen one, stop sharing your secrets. God is angry. Chosen one, understand this. Your journey is not like anyone else's. The path you walk has been carefully crafted by God, with a divine purpose that only you can fulfill. It is unique, sacred, and intentional, so much so that the world may struggle to comprehend it. Have you ever wondered why certain people dismiss or misunderstand your dreams? It's because your calling is not meant for everyone to understand. The more you share your plans, visions, and insights, the more you risk contaminating the purity of your mission. The Bible reminds us in Ecclesiastes 3:7, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be silent and a time to speak. Chosen one, not every moment is meant for revealing your sacred truths. When you expose your dreams prematurely, you open yourself to energies that may not align with your divine mission. These energies, doubt, envy, misunderstanding, can distort the clarity of what God has placed in your heart. How often have you felt your enthusiasm dwindle after sharing your plans with someone who didn't truly believe in you? You need to know that the world doesn't need to hear every detail of your calling. There is power in keeping certain things between you and God. This holy silence isn't about secrecy, it's about reverence. Sometimes the greatest wisdom lies in saying nothing at all. What would happen if you chose silence instead of explanation? Imagine the strength you could preserve, the energy you could redirect toward your purpose, and the divine alignment you could maintain. The Bible tells us in Proverbs 17:28, even fools are thought wise if they keep silent, and discerning if they hold their tongues. Silence is not weakness, it is wisdom in its purest form. God is always watching your journey. He sees the moments when you are tempted to share too much, too soon. But he also knows that some revelations, when spoken prematurely, can derail you from the path he has set for you. Have you ever considered that the very words you speak might unintentionally alter the course of your destiny? God's plan is flawless, but it requires your cooperation, your restraint, your trust, and your discernment. If you've been chosen for something extraordinary, then you must understand this principle. Divine secrets must be protected until the appointed time. Who in your life has the capacity to understand your mission without distorting it? Not everyone has the spiritual maturity to hold space for your vision. The Bible demonstrates this in the story of Joseph, whose brother's jealousy was ignited when he shared his God-given dreams too soon. Genesis 37, 5-11. Like Joseph, you must learn that not every ear is prepared to hear what God has placed on your heart. Remember, divine energy is sacred, and it requires careful stewardship. Every time you share your purpose with those who aren't ready to hear it, you risk disrupting the flow of God's work in your life. This isn't about living in fear or isolation. It's about honoring the connection between you and the Creator. The Apostle Paul writes in 1 Corinthians 2:7, "No, we declare God's wisdom, a mystery that has been hidden and that God destined for our glory before time began." This wisdom isn't meant for everyone. It's reserved for those who are spiritually prepared. So, chosen one, the next time you feel the urge to share, is this the right time? Is this the right person? Is this God's will? When you learn to protect the sacred knowledge God has entrusted to you, you align yourself with His purpose and avoid unnecessary distractions. Silence, when guided by God, becomes your shield, your wisdom, and your strength. Chosen one, have you ever wondered why so many great spiritual figures chose silence in moments of profound change or revelation? It wasn't weakness or fear, it was wisdom. They understood that sacred information, when shared prematurely, can invite unnecessary interference. Look to Jesus during his 40 days in the wilderness, Matthew 4:1-11. He fasted, prayed, and remained silent, resisting the enemy's temptations and maintaining his focus on God's plan. In the same way, you must discern when to speak and when to keep still. How often do you feel the urge to share your revelations, only to sense regret afterward? God watches over His chosen ones with unwavering love, but He also observes how we steward the gifts and wisdom He has entrusted to us. When you reveal too much too soon, are you truly honoring the magnitude of what you carry? God's anger is not punitive, it is protective. It's a divine redirection, a gentle warning to guard what is most precious. When you speak out of turn, you risk weakening the shield of protection that surrounds your mission. What would happen to your purpose, your peace, and your progress if you allowed the wrong voices to influence you? Be mindful of who you share your vision with. Curiosity does not equal readiness. Just because someone asks doesn't mean they are prepared to handle the wisdom you carry. Jesus himself warned his disciples in Matthew 10:16, "I am sending you out like sheep among wolves. Therefore, be as shrewd as snakes and as innocent as doves." Your calling is delicate, chosen one, and it requires discernment. When you rush to share what God has revealed to you, you risk stepping out of the divine timing He has ordained. There is undeniable power in silence. While the world may clamor for attention, the chosen ones know that true strength lies in quietude. Silence is your sacred shield, protecting you from the distractions, judgments, and criticisms of the world. Think about the example of Mary, the mother of Jesus. When the angel Gabriel revealed her divine calling to carry the Son of God, she didn't broadcast it to everyone. Instead, she treasured these things in her heart, reflecting on them in silence. Luke 2:19. What would happen if you too chose to treasure your revelations instead of exposing them? Silence isn't just protective, it's transformative. It allows you to stay grounded in your truth and aligned with your purpose. Consider the stillness of a forest. In its quiet, life thrives. Trees stretch toward the heavens, animals find their rhythm, and the earth regenerates. Similarly, your spiritual journey needs that undisturbed quiet to flourish. When you share too much, you risk allowing others to impose their energy onto your path. Some may discourage you, others may envy your calling, and many simply won't understand. Have you felt this before? The weight of other people's misunderstandings clouding your clarity. Protecting yourself from external influences is not selfish, it's sacred. By honoring the silence that surrounds your journey, you create space for divine wisdom to flow uninterrupted. Proverbs 11:12 reminds us, "Whoever derides their neighbor has no sense, but the one who has understanding holds their tongue." True understanding comes from knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. It's in the stillness that you find clarity, peace, and alignment with God's will. Chosen one, the answers you seek are not found in the opinions of others, but in the whispers of your soul. In those quiet moments of reflection, God speaks. When you choose silence, you allow His voice to guide you, offering you clarity that no external source can provide. Chosen one, your sacred shield lies in the art of listening, not speaking. Your spiritual power is a precious gift, one that connects you to your divine calling and aligns you with your highest purpose. But this power is fragile. It thrives in the quiet sanctity of your heart. When you overshare, you risk opening the door to doubt, confusion, and even ridicule. Have you ever felt your confidence waver after sharing something deeply personal, only to be met with misunderstanding or negativity? This external energy can weaken your resolve and cloud your connection to the divine. How often have you allowed someone else's opinion to sow seeds of doubt in your heart? By keeping your sacred knowledge close, you create a protective barrier around your spiritual power. This isn't about secrecy for its own sake. It's about preserving the integrity of your bond with God. Remember the story of Samson in the Bible. His extraordinary strength wasn't just physical, it was a symbol of his unspoken covenant with God. Samson's hair was the outward representation of his sacred connection, and, as long as it remained untouched, his strength was unstoppable. But when his secret was revealed to Delilah, his power was stripped from him, leaving him vulnerable and broken. Judges 16:17-19. Like Samson, your spiritual power is deeply tied to your ability to guard what is sacred. What are the secrets in your life that represent your spiritual strength? Are you protecting them as you should? When you expose your most precious truths before their time, you risk losing not only your confidence, but also the divine momentum guiding your journey. Not everyone is worthy of your trust, and not everyone can handle the weight of your vision. Sharing too much with the wrong people can lead to feelings of disempowerment, spiritual confusion, and unnecessary turmoil. God's wisdom reminds us in Proverbs 13:3, "Those who guard their lips preserve their lives, but those who speak rashly will come to ruin." Honor your strength by protecting the divine energy you carry. The urge to share your dreams and plans is natural. After all, you're excited about what God is doing in your life, but premature revelation can derail your progress. Consider a seed planted in fertile soil. If you dig it up too soon to show its progress, you risk stunting its growth or even destroying it. Similarly, your visions need time to take root and flourish in the quiet, nurturing soil of your spirit. What seeds are you planting right now that require patience and silence to grow? When you reveal your plans too early, You open yourself up to misunderstandings, misconceptions, and even discouragement. People may not grasp the depth or significance of what you're sharing, and their lack of understanding can create unnecessary barriers. Their confusion or negativity might even cause you to question your own path. Have you ever felt the sting of someone dismissing your dreams, making you second-guess what you knew was divinely inspired? Chosen one, it's easy to let external voices confuse you, especially when your foundation is still being laid. But the Bible encourages us in Isaiah 30:15, "In repentance and rest is your salvation, in quietness and trust is your strength." It is in those quiet moments when you refrain from speaking that you build the strength needed to carry out your mission. Your spiritual power is sacred and must be guarded with care. By keeping your plans and visions within the safe harbor of your heart, you protect not only your energy, but also the divine flow guiding your steps. Trust God's timing. He will reveal what needs to be shared and when it needs to be shared. Until then, embrace the silence, for it is in that silence that your connection to God grows stronger. Chosen one, revealing your purpose too early can lead to dangerous misinterpretations. Not everyone is equipped to understand the magnitude of your divine mission, and their lack of understanding can plant seeds of doubt and confusion in your heart. Have you ever found yourself explaining or justifying your vision to others, only to feel drained or misunderstood afterward? These moments are more than distractions. They are costly. They rob you of precious time, energy, and focus, all of which are essential for walking your spiritual path. The Bible reminds us in Habakkuk 2:3, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time. It speaks of the end and will not prove false. Though it linger, wait for it. It will certainly come and will not delay." Like seeds planted in fertile soil, your dreams need time to grow, mature, and bear fruit. Premature revelation is like uprooting a seedling before its roots have taken hold, exposing it to the harsh elements before it is ready. Are you willing to trust the process, even when the world urges you to act before God's timing? Your dreams are sacred gifts from God, and they must be protected. When you share them prematurely, you risk exposing them to negativity, doubt, and even envy. Those who are not aligned with your path may unintentionally or intentionally diminish your vision, leaving you questioning the purpose that God has placed within you. This is why discretion is not just wise, it is essential. Consider Joseph, who shared his dreams with his brothers, only to be met with jealousy and betrayal. Genesis 37:5-11. Their envy led to years of hardship for Joseph, yet God ultimately used those trials for a greater purpose. What lessons can you learn from Joseph's journey about protecting your vision and trusting God's timing? One of the most significant consequences of revealing your dreams too early is the risk of allowing others to impose their limitations on you. People who do not see your potential may project their fears and insecurities onto your path. Their words can create doubts that you would never have entertained on your own. Have you ever noticed how one negative comment can echo in your mind, shaking your confidence? This is why patience is critical. The Bible tells us in Isaiah 40:31, "But they who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint." Waiting is not passive. It is an active trust in God's plan. In the meantime, keep your dreams close to your heart. Allow them to grow in the quiet sanctuary of your soul, untouched by the harshness of the world. In this sacred silence, your dreams are shielded, their purity preserved, and their power magnified. Just as a child develops in the safety of the womb, your aspirations need that same undisturbed environment to reach their full potential. What would it look like for you to nurture your dreams in silence, trusting that God's protection will carry you through? God's protection over his chosen ones is profound, but it requires your cooperation. Discretion is a divine tool, a cloak that shields you from the prying eyes of those who are not meant to walk your path. This isn't about secrecy for its own sake. It's about maintaining the integrity of your purpose. When you honor this discretion, you honor the calling God has placed on your life. Proverbs 2:11 affirms this, saying, "Discretion will protect you, and understanding will guard you." Your ability to discern when to speak and when to remain silent is a form of spiritual strength. In the silence, your soul is fortified, and your connection to the divine is strengthened. It is here, in this sacred space, that God whispers his guidance to you. The world may press you for answers, for explanations, for action, but your power lies in your ability to wait until the appointed time. Can you embrace the quiet, trusting that God is working behind the scenes on your behalf? Chosen one, trust that your dreams will manifest in their perfect season. God's timing is never late, and his protection is always sufficient. Until then, walk in the wisdom of silence, knowing that your patience is not in vain. The strength you build in these moments of quietude will prepare you for the greatness that lies ahead. Chosen one, God understands the immense weight of the calling he has placed upon your life. He knows the challenges, the growth, and the strength required to carry out your mission. That is why he provides you with discretion, a divine shield to preserve your journey until the appointed time. By honoring this protection, you give your soul the space it needs to grow without the interference of external distractions. Do you trust that God's timing and guidance are perfect, even when the world demands immediate action? Your mystical experiences are sacred encounters with the divine, meant to transform and uplift you. These moments are deeply personal and intimate. They are not for casual sharing. When you speak of them prematurely, you risk diminishing their power and inviting misunderstanding. Consider the sacred visions of the prophets. When Ezekiel saw the heavens open and received God's revelations, he didn't rush to share them indiscriminately. His visions were meant to be carried with reverence and delivered at the right moment to the right audience. Ezekiel 1:1, 2 and 3. What would happen if you treated your own divine encounters with the same level of care and reverence? The energy of these mystical experiences is delicate, like a flame that needs to be sheltered from the wind. Sharing them with the wrong people can extinguish that flame, leaving you feeling misunderstood or even disheartened. How often have you shared something sacred only to feel its meaning diminish in the face of someone else's doubt or indifference? Your experiences, chosen one, are not meant for everyone. They are sacred gifts, sealed in your heart for a purpose greater than you may yet understand. Protect your sacred experiences by guarding their sanctity. Not everyone is spiritually aligned or prepared to hold the weight of your revelations. Jesus himself often spoke in parables, revealing truths only to those who had the ears to hear and the hearts to understand. Matthew 13:10, 17. He knew that sacred knowledge must be entrusted to those ready to honor its power. Who in your life is truly capable of holding space for your visions without distorting or diminishing them? When you share sacred knowledge with those who aren't ready, it risks being misinterpreted or rejected. This can leave you feeling not only misunderstood, but also disconnected from your mission. The Bible warns us in Proverbs 14:7, "Stay away from a fool, for you will not find knowledge on their lips." To protect the integrity of your journey, you must be discerning about who you entrust with your insights. Trust that God will reveal the right people at the right time, those who can uplift, empower, and guide you forward. Your mystical experiences are stepping stones on your spiritual path, meant to deepen your connection with God and lead you toward greater wisdom. They are treasures, not trinkets, and must be treated as such. When you share them freely, You risk exposing them to those who might not respect their sacredness. Have you ever felt the sting of having your deepest revelations dismissed or misunderstood? How did it affect your faith and your mission? Be mindful of how and when you share. When sacred knowledge is entrusted to the right people, it has the power to inspire, guide, and uplift. But when shared with those who aren't prepared, it can lead to confusion and even harm, not just for you, but for the knowledge itself. Think of the Magi who followed the star to witness the birth of Christ. They didn't proclaim their findings to Herod or the masses. They shared it with those who were aligned with God's plan. Matthew 2:1-12. Their discretion preserved the sanctity of their journey. What would it mean for you to guard your path with the same wisdom and care? God's protection over His chosen ones often comes in the form of a quiet, discerning spirit. This divine discretion is like a cloak that shields you from prying eyes and unworthy hands. It allows your soul to flourish in silence, untainted by the noise of the world. In Psalm 32:7, we are reminded, "You are my hiding place. You will protect me from trouble and surround me with songs of deliverance." It is in this sacred space of silence that your connection to the divine is fortified. Chosen one, trust that in God's perfect timing, your revelations will unfold in all their glory. Until then, keep them close to your heart, nurturing their power in the quiet sanctuary of your spirit. Remember, your sacred knowledge is a gift, meant to guide and shape your path. When the time is right, it will shine with the brilliance of God's truth, and the world will be ready to receive it. Will you honor this sacred calling by guarding your revelations, trusting that God will guide you every step of the way? Chosen one, your vulnerabilities are sacred and must be handled with care. While sharing can foster connection, revealing your most tender truths to those who are not aligned with your spirit can expose you to unintended harm. Have you ever shared your struggles or dreams only to feel misunderstood or even judged afterward? Vulnerability is a gift, but like all gifts, it must be offered to those who are worthy of it, those who will honor it rather than exploit it. The Bible reminds us in Proverbs 4:23, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." Your heart, chosen one, is the wellspring of your purpose. When you open it indiscriminately, you risk allowing others' projections, fears, and doubts to infiltrate your spirit. These negative energies can cause confusion, making you question your path and even diverting you from your divine mission. Have you noticed how the wrong conversation at the wrong time can leave you feeling drained or discouraged? There is a delicate balance between openness and protection. Sharing your vulnerabilities with those who cannot hold them with care risks diminishing your spiritual integrity. Some may unintentionally amplify your fears, while others might criticize or dismiss what they do not understand. The Bible warns us in Matthew 7:6, "Do not give dogs what is holy. Do not throw your pearls to pigs." Your vulnerabilities, like pearls, must be cherished and guarded, shared only with those who will uplift and support you. Silence is more than the absence of sound. It is the space where divine guidance thrives. In the quiet moments, your soul becomes attuned to God's whispers, offering clarity, inspiration, and direction. When you speak too soon or share too freely, you risk drowning out this sacred communication. How often do we miss the voice of God because we are too busy explaining, justifying, or seeking validation from others? Consider the stillness of the moon. It does not shout its light for the world to see. It quietly reflects the brilliance of the sun. Likewise, your divine mission does not require you to announce it to the world. Instead, it needs to be lived through your actions, your presence, and your unwavering faith. Psalm 46:10 beautifully reminds us, "Be still and know that I am God." Stillness is not passive. It is an active state of trust, where you align yourself with the higher purpose God has placed within you. What would it mean for you to embrace silence as a tool for spiritual growth? Your silence creates space for divine revelations to unfold. When you resist the urge to explain or defend your journey, you allow God's timing to guide you. In these quiet moments, you learn to trust that the right words, actions, and opportunities will come when the time is perfect. Isaiah 30:15 affirms this truth. In repentance and rest is your salvation. In quietness and trust is your strength. Your strength lies not in speaking, but in listening. Listening to the whispers of your soul and the guidance of the divine. When you embrace silence, you protect your energy and fortify your spirit. It is in these moments of quiet reflection that your connection to God deepens. You gain clarity, renew your strength, and align yourself with your higher calling. What might happen if you allowed silence to become a sanctuary for your soul, a place where you could fully connect with God's purpose for your life? Chosen one, trust that your vulnerability has a rightful place in the world, but it must be shared in God's timing. When you guard your heart and embrace the power of silence, you create a sacred space for your divine mission to flourish. Your purpose doesn't need to be shouted, it needs to be lived. In the stillness, your soul will hear the guidance it needs to walk boldly toward your destiny. Trust that God's light will shine through you in ways that words cannot. Chosen one, God's anger is not something to fear. It is a loving act of protection. When you feel His displeasure, it is not condemnation, but redirection, a divine intervention designed to shield you from harm. Have you ever considered that God's "not yet" is just as powerful as His "yes"? When you expose your sacred truths before their appointed time, you risk disrupting the divine flow of your purpose. God knows what is best for you, and He acts as a loving parent, shielding you from distractions and interference. Imagine a mother pulling her child back from a busy street, not to control, but to protect. This is how God guards His chosen ones. He loves you too much to allow your mission to be derailed by the wrong people or premature timing. Isaiah 55:8-9 reminds us, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." God's anger, in this sense, is a divine nudge, a whisper that says, "Wait, not yet." What might happen if you fully trusted His timing, even when it feels difficult to wait? When secrets are shared too soon, they create ripples in the universe that can interfere with your divine mission. These disruptions are not merely external. They can also affect your inner peace, confidence, and focus. Trust that God's wisdom is perfect and that in due time the world will be ready to receive your truth. But until that time comes, will you honor the sacredness of your purpose by guarding it? Your patience now will amplify the power of your revelation when the time is right. Sometimes we feel the pressure to explain ourselves, to justify our truths, or to prove our worth to the world. But God asks us to remain patient and to trust in the timing of His plan. This isn't punishment. It's a reminder to honor the sanctity of your mission. Consider the story of Jesus turning water into wine at the wedding in Cana, John 2:1-11. His mother asked Him to intervene, but Jesus responded, "My hour has not yet come." Even the Son of God waited for the perfect timing to reveal His power. Are you willing to wait for your hour so that your truth can heal, inspire, and transform, not just yourself but the world around you? Your spiritual connections are sacred, the lifeblood of your journey and the thread that ties you to your higher purpose. These connections, your intuition, your relationship with God, and your spiritual practices must be nurtured in a space of quiet reverence. The world is loud, distracting, and full of opinions vying for your attention. How often do you find yourself turning to others for validation or approval, only to feel more confused afterward? The Bible encourages us in Matthew 6:6. When you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is unseen. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. Solitude is not isolation. It is a sacred space where you can connect with God without interference. When you open yourself too much to the outside world, you risk losing touch with the source that guides you. Your spiritual life is the foundation of everything else. It is your anchor in moments of uncertainty, your light in the darkness. Without it, even the most well-laid plans can falter. Proverbs 3:5-6 reminds us, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." By keeping your spiritual connection sacred, you ensure that you remain aligned with your true purpose. There is great power in solitude. It is in the quiet moments, away from the noise of the world, that your connection to God grows stronger. Imagine the stillness of a forest or the calm of the ocean at dawn. Within that silence lies profound wisdom and clarity. Similarly, when you honor your sacred space, you create room for divine guidance to flow freely into your life. What would your life look like if you embraced solitude as a gift rather than a burden? Chosen one, protect your spiritual life, for it is the foundation of everything you are called to do. By guarding your connection to the divine, you strengthen your ability to navigate your journey with clarity, purpose, and unwavering faith. Trust that in the right time, God will reveal your purpose to the world in a way that no one can deny. Until then, embrace the silence, nurture your connection, and walk boldly in the knowledge that you are divinely guided and profoundly loved. Chosen one, prophecies are more than mere words. They are divine blueprints etched into the fabric of the future. These glimpses into what is to come carry the power to shape reality, but they are fragile and must be handled with the utmost care. When revealed prematurely, prophecies risk being misunderstood, distorted, or even dismissed. Have you ever shared a vision or insight only to feel that its meaning was diminished by others' lack of understanding? Prophecies are like delicate seeds, requiring nurturing and patience before they're ready to be planted in the world. Consider the story of Mary, the mother of Jesus. When the angel Gabriel appeared to her, revealing the divine prophecy about her son, she did not proclaim it to everyone. Instead, Luke 2:19 tells us that Mary treasured up all these things and pondered them in her heart. Mary understood the sacredness of the revelation she had received and chose to guard it until the appointed time. What lessons can you draw from Mary's quiet strength and unwavering trust in God's timing? Prophecies require patience and trust in divine timing. They are not meant to be rushed or forced. The moment of their revelation must align with the world's readiness to receive them. Imagine a fruit picked before it is ripe. It cannot provide the nourishment or sweetness it was intended to. Similarly, your prophecies, dreams, and divine insights must mature in silence before being shared. Can you trust that God's timing is perfect, even when it feels like the world is pressuring you to act prematurely? When the time is right, your prophecies will unfold with undeniable power and impact. Until then, protect them. Guard them with silence, knowing that God is orchestrating the perfect moment for their manifestation. Ecclesiastes 3:1 reminds us, "There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens." Trust that your season of revelation will come, and when it does, the truth will shine forth with brilliance, revealing your divine purpose in its full glory. The journey of the chosen one is a sacred path, and protecting your divine calling is essential to fulfilling your mission. Silence is not weakness. It is wisdom, strength, and a shield that guards the sanctity of your connection to God. The world may demand explanations, declarations, or justifications, but God asks for patience, trust, and discretion. Have you ever felt the pressure to prove your worth or justify your calling? How did that affect your peace and focus? By guarding your secrets, dreams, mystical experiences, and prophecies, you preserve the purity of your purpose and allow it to unfold at the perfect time. Jesus himself demonstrated this principle. When his brothers urged him to reveal himself to the world, he replied, "My time has not yet come." John 7:6. Even the Son of God waited for the divine moment to fulfill his mission. What would it look like for you to follow Jesus' example, trusting that God's timing will reveal your purpose in ways you cannot yet imagine? You have been chosen for greatness. Your path is divinely written, and every step is guided by God's hand. Silence is not a retreat, but a stance of faith and trust. By honoring the quiet spaces, you allow your soul to align with God's plan and gain clarity for the journey ahead. Isaiah 40:31 offers this assurance, "But those who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint." Until the world is ready to hear your truth, walk with confidence, chosen one. Know that your purpose is unfolding exactly as it should, even if the process feels slow or uncertain. Every moment of silence, every act of patience, is preparing you for the moment when your truth will shine forth and fulfill its divine purpose. Chosen one, in a world that craves validation and thrives on attention, silence is a rare and sacred gift. By choosing silence, you preserve the purity of your spirit and protect the essence of your divine calling. Have you ever felt that sharing too soon diluted the power of your dreams? Think of your spiritual essence as a glowing flame. When exposed prematurely, it flickers and risks being extinguished. Silence allows you to nurture that flame, letting it grow stronger and more vibrant until it is ready to light the world. Silence is not about secrecy. It is about creating a safe haven for your soul. In moments of quiet reflection, you connect deeply with the divine, receiving insights and guidance that steer your journey. But when you speak too soon, you invite external voices to cloud your inner wisdom. Isaiah 30:15 reminds us, "In quietness and trust is your strength." Silence isn't a void. It's a sanctuary where your soul's voice becomes louder than the noise of the world. What would it mean for you to create this sacred space for yourself, allowing your spirit to breathe and grow? Silence also doesn't mean isolation. It is about crafting a sacred space where your energy, thoughts, and purpose can unfold naturally. In this quietude, you discover the deeper layers of your calling and begin to understand why it must be protected. Mary, the mother of Jesus, exemplified this. When she received the prophecy about her son, she treasured it in her heart, waiting until God's timing made it clear to share. Luke 2:19. What treasures in your life are meant to be guarded until the right moment? By honoring silence, you align with the divine flow that moves through you. This is where spiritual growth happens, where your mission takes shape without interference. The chosen ones are not called to shout their truths, but to embody them. Like the moon reflecting the sun's brilliance in quiet stillness, your mission will shine when the time is right. God's timing is precise, and the rhythm of the universe ensures that your purpose will unfold in perfect harmony. Are you willing to trust that divine timing will reveal your greatness at the moment it will have the most profound impact? Patience is crucial when it comes to revealing your purpose. The urge to rush, to prove your worth, or to announce your truth is tempting, but it often leads to disappointment. Ecclesiastes 3:1 tells us, "There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens." Think of a seed planted in fertile soil. You water it, nurture it, and trust the process. Forcing it to grow will only stunt its potential. Similarly, your divine mission needs time to mature. God's timing ensures that your purpose will be revealed when it will have the greatest transformative power. While the world may not yet be ready for your brilliance, it will be in time. Patience doesn't mean inaction, it means preparation. How can you use this waiting period to strengthen your spirit, deepen your connection to God, and gain the wisdom you'll need to fulfill your mission? Trust that every step is leading you closer to the moment when your truth will shine with undeniable clarity. Isaiah 40:31 offers reassurance. Those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. Divine timing is a gift, one that protects and nurtures your dreams. Your dreams are not mere wishes. They are sacred blueprints of your future, crafted by the hand of God. Sharing them too early exposes them to judgment, doubt, and external influences that can distort their true purpose. Have you ever shared a vision only to feel the sting of someone else's fear or misunderstanding tarnish its potential? Protecting your dreams allows them to grow in the fertile soil of your heart and mind, where they are nurtured by sacred energy and unshaken by external negativity. Your dreams are like fragile seedlings. They need time and care to grow into towering trees, capable of withstanding the storms of life. When you share them prematurely with those who are unprepared to understand, you risk disruption. Others may impose their fears or limitations onto your vision, causing it to wither. Matthew 7:6 warns us, "Do not give dogs what is sacred. Do not throw your pearls to pigs." Not everyone is equipped to hold the vision you carry, and that's okay. Who in your life has proven they can honor your sacred truths without distortion? By guarding your dreams, you maintain control over their trajectory. You allow them to grow at their own pace, guided by divine timing. This protection creates the perfect conditions for their eventual manifestation, free from negativity or doubt. When the right moment arrives, your dreams will bloom into something extraordinary, their power magnified by the patience and care you've invested in them. Are you willing to wait, trusting that God's timing will reveal your purpose in its full glory? Chosen one, your purpose is unfolding exactly as it should. Trust the process. Embrace the silence. Protect the sacredness of your journey and know that you are exactly where you need to be. Divine timing will reveal your truth to the world when the time is right, and when it does, you will be ready. Until then, walk with confidence, knowing that your patience, your trust, and your faith are laying the foundation for greatness. Chosen one, there is immense power in the unspoken. Silence is not emptiness. It is the fertile ground where your spiritual strength takes root and grows. In silence, you connect with a deeper well of wisdom, your own and that of the divine. Have you ever noticed how, in the stillness, your soul speaks truths that words cannot convey? This is the sacred space where your purpose becomes sharper, your vision clearer, and your connection to God unshakable. Words, while powerful, can often dilute the essence of your purpose. Silence, on the other hand, amplifies your strength. When you resist the urge to explain or justify, you allow your energy to remain focused and undistracted. In these moments of quiet, you hear the whispers of your soul and the divine guidance that steers your path. Isaiah 30:15 reminds us, "In quietness and trust is your strength." What strength might you uncover if you chose silence over speech? Silence also frees you from the noise of external chatter and the incessant pull of seeking approval. It places you fully in the present moment, where the divine current flows through you. This clarity is a gift. It allows you to make decisions aligned with your mission and shields you from distractions that could pull you off course. Think of a great river flowing silently. Its power is not in its noise, but in its steady, unstoppable current. Similarly, your spiritual strength lies in the quiet persistence of your soul. Just as the river carves through mountains with its silent power, so too does your purpose shape the world through its steadfast presence. Proverbs 17:27 tells us, "The one who has knowledge uses words with restraint, and whoever has understanding is even-tempered." Restraint in speech magnifies your wisdom and sharpens your purpose. How might your journey shift if you embraced the silent strength of the river? Silence is not a void. It is a space of transformation. Solitude, often mistaken for loneliness, is a sacred opportunity for growth and alignment. The chosen ones often walk alone, not because they are rejected, but because their path requires deep reflection and divine guidance. Have you ever wondered why your journey sometimes feels solitary? Could it be that God is drawing you closer to Him in these quiet moments? In solitude, you cultivate your spiritual gifts and deepen your connection to the divine. This space, free from external distractions and opinions, allows you to hear the still, small voice within. Just as Elijah heard God, not in the wind or the fire, but in a gentle whisper. 1 Kings 19:11-13. You too will find your clearest guidance in the quiet. Solitude is where clarity takes root. It is in this sacred silence that your purpose is refined, your strength is renewed, and your mission is clarified. Imagine an artist stepping away from the noise of the world to focus on their masterpiece. In the same way, your life's divine purpose requires moments of retreat to ensure it is crafted with precision and love. Psalm 46:10 beautifully reminds us, "Be still and know that I am God." In these moments of stillness, you align yourself with your highest good. Free from external pressures, you gain the clarity needed to move forward undeterred. What revelations might you uncover if you allowed yourself the gift of silence and solitude? Chosen one, embrace the power of the unspoken. Use silence as a sacred tool to connect with your inner wisdom and shield yourself from distractions. Trust that in these quiet moments, your strength is being refined, your spiritual gifts are being cultivated, and your mission is becoming clearer. Solitude is not a sign of isolation, it is a sanctuary for transformation. Chosen one, solitude is not a punishment, but a profound blessing. It is an opportunity to strengthen your spirit, align with your higher purpose, and discover who you truly are beyond the roles others expect you to play. Have you ever wondered who you are without the weight of others' expectations? Solitude provides the sacred space to shed societal limitations and fully embrace the essence of your true self, a self that God has divinely crafted for a unique mission. As you walk in solitude, you connect more deeply with your soul's desires and the divine path that has been laid before you. While the world pulls you toward chaos, distractions, and noise, remember that solitude is where you thrive. Isaiah 26:3 assures us, "You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast, because they trust in you." In solitude, your inner light shines brightest, free from the fears, doubts, and distractions that seek to derail you. Distractions are one of the greatest threats to the chosen ones. The world is full of chaos and fleeting temptations, and these distractions often come disguised as opportunities or well-meaning advice. But not everything that glitters is gold, and not every opportunity is aligned with your divine mission. How do you discern the difference between a distraction and a true calling? By staying focused on the higher vision God has placed in your heart, you can recognize when something is trying to pull you away from your true path. The Bible reminds us in Proverbs 4:25-27, "Let your eyes look straight ahead. Fix your gaze directly before you. Give careful thought to the paths for your feet, and be steadfast in all your ways. Do not turn to the right or the left. Keep your foot from evil, This wisdom speaks to the importance of focus and discernment. Many distractions may appear beneficial, but if they are not aligned with your mission, they will lead you astray. What boundaries can you set today to protect your energy and stay true to your calling? Distractions also come from within. Self-doubt, fear, and insecurity are some of the most subtle yet powerful forces that the chosen ones must overcome. These internal struggles whisper lies, convincing you that you are not worthy, that your mission is insignificant, or that you should abandon your path altogether. Have you ever felt the weight of these doubts pulling you away from your purpose? Recognize them for what they are: distractions meant to test your faith and resolve. 2 Timothy 1:7 reminds us, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." To stay on course, you must create boundaries, not just with the world, but with yourself. Guard your energy fiercely and focus on what truly matters, your divine calling. When distractions arise, pause and ask, "Is this aligned with my mission, or is it pulling me away from the path God has set before me?" By remaining focused and true to your purpose, you ensure that your mission unfolds as it was always meant to. Envy is another force that can block your spiritual growth and hinder the manifestation of your purpose. When others feel envious of your path, it creates an energetic barrier that can drain your vitality and distort your vision. Envy often stems from misunderstanding, fear, or jealousy. When directed at you, it can manifest as judgment, criticism, or negativity. How do you protect yourself from the energy of envy without closing your heart to others? Guard your sacred knowledge. When you share your dreams, successes, or spiritual experiences, observe the reactions of those around you. If envy begins to arise, it can cloud the clarity needed to stay aligned with your mission. Ecclesiastes 3:7 reminds us, "A time to be silent and a time to speak." Not everyone is equipped to understand or celebrate your vision. Keep your sacred knowledge close, sharing only with those who truly honor and support your path. At the same time, guard against envy within yourself. It is easy to look at others' successes and feel as though you are falling behind. But the Bible reminds us in Galatians 6:4, "Each one should test their own actions. Then they can take pride in themselves alone, without comparing themselves to someone else." Comparison robs you of joy and creates stagnation in your spiritual growth. Instead, focus on your unique journey, trusting that God's timing is perfect. What would it mean for you to celebrate your path without comparing it to anyone else's? Protecting yourself from envy means creating a sacred space where you can flourish. This space, built on silence and discernment, shields you from the negativity and doubt that can hinder your growth. It allows you to stay focused on your divine calling and move forward with clarity and purpose. Psalm 37:7 urges us, "Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for him. Do not fret when people succeed in their ways." Chosen one, your path is sacred and unique. Distractions, whether external or internal, cannot hold power over you if you remain vigilant and focused. Envy, whether directed at you or arising within you, cannot derail your mission if you guard your heart and trust in God's plan. Remember, the world may not understand your journey, but it is not their understanding that matters. It is your obedience to God's calling. Walk boldly in your solitude, knowing it is a gift, not a burden. Protect your energy, guard your dreams, and trust in the divine timing that will reveal your purpose to the world when the time is right. Are you willing to embrace the silence, honor your sacred space, and trust that you are exactly where God wants you to be? Beloved chosen one, your heart is a sacred vessel, the keeper of your deepest dreams, desires, and purpose. It is where your light shines brightest, and where your connection to the divine resides. But like all sacred treasures, your heart must be protected. Have you ever felt the pain of opening your heart to someone who didn't hold it with care? Vulnerability is a gift, not a weakness, and it must be shared only with those who are spiritually aligned and capable of honoring it. Guarding your heart means preserving its strength and sanctity as you walk your path. The Bible reminds us in Proverbs 4:23, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." By protecting your heart, you keep its light bright and unwavering, even in the face of challenges. There will come a time when your vulnerability becomes a source of connection and healing, a bridge to inspire and uplift others. Until that time, protect it fiercely, nurture it with grace, and trust that God is guiding your steps with infinite wisdom. There is a divine call that resonates deep within your soul. This call is not always loud, but it is persistent, urging you toward your sacred mission. Answering this call requires courage and faith, especially when the path seems unclear. Have you felt this call, pulling you towards something greater than yourself? The journey of the chosen one often feels like stepping into the unknown, but it is in this unknown that the fullness of your divine potential unfolds. Every step you take is guided by God's hand, even when you cannot see the full picture. The key is trust. Trust that the divine is walking with you, clearing the way, and providing the strength you need to fulfill your purpose. You are not walking this path alone. Every challenge you face is preparing you for the greatness that lies ahead. Chosen one, if this message has resonated with your spirit, we invite you to support our mission through your donations. Your generosity helps us reach more souls who need guidance, encouragement, and connection to their divine purpose. By donating, you become a part of this sacred work, spreading light and hope to others on their journey. You can contribute through the Super Thanks feature or by visiting the links provided. Every donation fuels this mission and allows us to continue sharing these transformative messages with the world. Whether you choose to donate or not, we are deeply grateful for your presence here. By simply engaging with this message, you are answering the call to grow spiritually and align with your higher purpose. Your energy, attention, and commitment to your journey are gifts that ripple out into the world. Thank you for being a part of this community and for sharing in this sacred space with us. As you continue your walk as one of God's chosen, may your heart remain strong, your spirit unshaken, and your faith unwavering. May you find clarity in moments of uncertainty, strength in times of challenge, and peace in the quiet assurance that you are walking in divine alignment. May God bless your path, illuminate your steps, and guide you toward the fulfillment of your sacred purpose. Remember, chosen one, your light is needed in this world. Walk with confidence, protect your heart, and trust in the perfect timing of the divine. Your mission is unfolding exactly as it should, and when the world is ready, your truth will shine brighter than ever before. Thank you for being here, for trusting in your path, and for allowing us to walk this journey with you. You are loved, you are guided, and you are chosen.